Maybe this is a post-pandemic adjustment we've made, but it seems like there's just more fucking dogs everywhere, right? Where are these guys coming from? It's like, Jesus, I don't have time to look. I can't look at every dog. There's too many of them. They're coming at me too fast. I have to figure out which ones are cute and which ones are ugly. It's very much mixed bagville when it comes to me and dogs. I mean, generally, overall, I like dogs. I enjoy what they bring to the table. They're loyal friends to have. Just thinking about it makes me want to cough. Oh, man. I'll tell you what does make me cough, though. Being sick, which I recently was doing, and so yeah, I was just focusing on just being ill for a while, just taking time out of the year to just feel bad. I thought I would just schedule that for the previous week. It was a great week to do it. Nothing going on, nothing in terms of anything that I have to do, so I don't have to worry about it other than go to work. But turns out, spoiler alert, other people can do my job, so I can just leave and some fucking sucker shows up. He's like, I guess I'll do this, for the greater good for the company, because we gotta do it. Alternatively, if I can't find anyone to come in, apparently they just let me leave at like 3:30 in the afternoon. There shouldn't be like current information. It shouldn't be news and there's nobody here. It's fake news. It's ghost news. It's literally fake news. Because it's just a recording. It plays for like 6 hours. You can't do that. These decisions aren't up to me. They're up to some guy you've never heard of. Isn't that interesting? A lot of problems in our lives are just being caused by like some guy you've never heard of, like some guy you've never seen, someone who nobody knows, just some fucking rando, some dude who's like, it has to be like this. It has to be. Otherwise, what are we gonna do? Literally, I mean, that's literally the justification, because it's basically like, we don't have any other ideas. This is the only thing that worked so far, so we just have to keep doing it. And I mean, that's a very simple, like, human nature thing, like, is to like try to have control, but trying to get control too much causes everything to spiral out of control. Kind of interesting. Well, I solved the problem, so if you want to give me like $10, like 15, like $20, so I can go buy a bag of chips. You seeing chips these days? They're $20. Thanks, Obama. Right? It's been a while since anyone's done that, so I'm really proud of how I timed that. It was just the right amount of time. It's still good now. It's like fresh again. Because there's so much thanks Biden. I wasn't gonna do that. I'm not that cheap. Like, I'm putting in work. I'm really trying. I want you to be happy. Yes, I'm not like really sick, but my throat is just really not a good place to be. Not that it's a place, but some little guy, there's little gugas and stuff in there who are, they're like, my address, throat. It's easy to get around in the human body. It's like there's only so many organs. It's just like, yeah, if you want to go down to the stomach, you just go down to where the stomach is. I mean, that's literally all I have to say about that. That's it. So water is good for you. Public service announcement, water is good for you. Drink more of it. Drink it every single second of every single day. Don't eat food. Don't drink anything else. Don't do anything else. Just drink water. This message brought to you by the National Water Board. Yeah, probably. They gotta change. They gotta change that name. Why would they call it that? Why would that organization I just made up be called that? It's ridiculous. If you voted in today's election, congratulations. I got a little I voted sticker, and I'm like, thanks, I'm gonna take this and go home, and no one's gonna see it. But thank you, because it's 7 p.m. Hey, you don't vote to, like, show off. You vote because... Why do we vote? Why do we do it? I have no idea. I just show up and I'm like, looks good. This guy definitely knows how to be on the school board. He's been doing it. He's been doing it, so I support him. This one was like a lot of referendums, like 8 state referendums. There's just no way I can be an expert in all of these. Sorry, I can't. I will never be informed enough. That's how I feel about it. Like, no matter how much I know about anything, it's like, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, not always. Some of them are obvious, but like the intricacies of establishing a consumer-owned nonprofit utility and buying out 2 private I support the goal, but I have no idea how that really works in reality. It sounds very complicated. But I still voted for it, so it's probably going to be a shit show. It's going to be a shit show either way. It's just shit show flavor. Vanilla or chocolate shit show. I wish talking was like walking. I don't know what that means. Next topic. Did you know you can just go to the store and they just have food? So why do you have to make it? You know what I mean? At this far in life, and I'm just wondering, like, why do you cook food if they just have it in the store? Does this make anybody mad? Is anybody getting mad from this? Guess I respect cooking. I dabble. But, I just can't fully get my head around it. I'm like, I don't want to measure this. It looks fine the way it is. Whatever amount is, like, just there, I'll just use that. And it always works out. That's not true. I do measure. Well, actually, maybe I over-measure things. Maybe that's my issue. But, I'm not a chef, so I don't really care. I just need to get nutrients in my body to continue to be alive. By whatever means possible. I mean, if that means scrounging around in like a cellar somewhere trying to find mice, so be it. So it's like, I gotta either spend like all night trying to find a mouse, or I could spend up to an hour like cooking at night after work. I'd much rather spend the entire night in a basement. I would much rather do that for one measly mouse. Yeah, okay, I just had to check the audio to make sure it was functional, and that it would appear to be so. So no problems. Don't say that there are. Don't write to the Supreme Court and tell them to sue me. It's me versus the Supreme Court. Why do you think that's gonna go? Well, it turns out, according to Quora, the Supreme Court cannot be sued. It has immunity for its official acts, as do generally all governmental officials and institutions. Some have posited the idea of a negligent suit for failure to maintain the premises of the court. Some say sovereign immunity prevents this, but sovereign immunity is an antique concept nearly wholly waived by modern governments, i.e. feds and states. The Supreme Court per se is immune from suit. If you had a slip and fall in the building, your action would be against the Administrative Office of U.S. Courts, which owns the building and actually employs the people who work there. It's awfully convenient. Well, a hell of a way to be unsuable. Hey, you gotta give it to them. They're the best in the game. They're the top dogs. You know, they got it all figured out. Not that I was gonna sue them. Like, what reason would I have to sue anybody, let alone the highest court in the land? I don't know. Maybe I could come up with a reason. Like, what if I said, like, they were, like, harassing me in a dream, and they were actually like doing it like in an astral projection sense, like they were trying to like get me. They couldn't disprove it, so how could I possibly lose? Wow, I think I'm becoming a genius. Wonder if actual geniuses ever said that. If they're like, okay, you know what? Today, I've become a genius. This is my genius day. I mean, I guess you're just supposed to be born with genius. Look, I'm just spitballing ideas for you to just forget about in a few minutes. Because what I'm gonna do, and some may say it's premature, I will not quibble with such a criticism. But time is of the essence, and I think it's the perfect time to bring out someone who really understands time, someone who cares about time. Without wasting any more of his favorite thing in the world, I will now introduce Slurp Von Lipstick, everybody. It's me, hey, shut up, hey, stop it. So it's me, Slurp Von Lipstick. I've always been here. I'm gonna be here tomorrow. I'm gonna be here the day after. And based on how it's been going so far, I think I'm just gonna continue living indefinitely, and nothing will ever happen to me that will cause that to stop. And the reason that I believe this is because it hasn't happened so far, and therefore it couldn't possibly be the case. I truly believe this. I don't even think of it as being a delusion. I actually just think it's real. I think I'm the first immortal guy. But look, I'm just not here to talk about all that stuff. I'm just here to tell you what time it is. I'm here to give you the latest news in time about what's been going on with time. I don't know, I mean, what's been the big time stories? What's been the big time related stories that have to do with time and how it changes and the way we keep track of it? What the hell? I'm totally drawing a blank, but I feel did we do Leap Day? Yeah. Wait. Yeah, we did Leap Day this week. I don't know what it is, but we did it. Good job, everybody. But yeah, if you're interested in knowing what time it is, I could pass that info along to you if you're interested. But it's gonna cost you. I somewhat regret to inform you that Time Check is now a paid feature. It is now completely paywalled, so we'll have more information about the different tier packages coming at a later date, which will pertain to all the different amounts of money you're going to give me for Time Check, which at this point has become basically a staple of American life as far as I'm concerned. This is the most important thing that happens every week. If you miss this, I will put this question to you. How do you know what time it is? You may have a clock, you may have a watch, but it might be kind of slightly off. Do you know what I mean? I have the actually best time, the most accurate possible time. Correct. It's just the Windows clock, but it must be correct because I'm on the computer. I'm sitting down. When you're out and about moving around, I think relativity makes your clock fucked up. So, basically, the only way to hear this next part is if you click on the link in the email we send you when you subscribe. Ignore all the warnings about the viruses in the email. There are viruses in the email. I'm going to be upfront with you. There are viruses in the email. So once you open up the link, then you'll have a link to the private video in which I read the time. And what I'll do right now is I'll just record it, and I'll definitely remember to edit it out of the unpaid version. I won't forget. So there's no way anybody can. I'm just saying this now as a reminder to myself, because I'm Slurp Von Lipstick, motherfucker. I get final cut. Welcome to the VIP lounge. If you made it this far, that means you paid the $90 in cash, as I asked. Gotta read the fine print. The time is, it's fucking 11:30 p.m., so 11:30 at night. Yep. Alright, well, thanks for hanging out in the VIP lounge of Time Check. I've been Slurp on Lipstick. Enjoy your mojito and enjoy your pool sandals. You're gonna love it here. You don't get any of those things, but you can imagine them if you want on your own time. But I'm done with this. I'm done doing Time Check. This Time Check is now over. Alright, well, I've been Slurp on Lipstick, and I just heard sirens, so the police are coming to pick me up. I have this recurring paranoia that old-timey cops are gonna drop a net out of a helicopter and try to catch me like I'm an animal, and it's like a cartoon. I have this nightmare every night. I've been Slurp on Lipstick. Thanks, everybody. Alright. There he was, Mr. Von Lipstick himself. I guess thanks. I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore after I don't even know what to... They should have sent a poet to adequately capture, like, the vacuum that is Slurp Von Lipstick, like what he takes away from you. There's something about being in his presence that's like... It's like having a night terror. It's like seeing, like, the Hat Man. I'd rather see the Hat Man than Slurp on Lipstick. Honestly, if the Hat Man is like looking for work, you can do Time Check. It's an open offer, so. I heard presents. People are going to be talking presents. They're going to be talking gifts very soon. So you have to buy. You gotta get in on the ground floor with buying things. You have to do it. You have to do it. What else are you doing? What are you just looking at the stuff you already have? That's boring. What about stuff you don't have? So that appeal naturally wears off. Then what? Now you're in a little bit of a cycle, aren't you? Hey, we've all been there. We're all currently somewhere there. We're somewhere in that cycle. So I don't know what you do. I don't know how you become normal. I think everybody is actually completely insane. We just all did it together at the same time, so nobody realized it was happening. But I think it happened. It was just a long shift into insanity. So if you kind of find yourself just standing in the middle of that all of a sudden, and you kind of realize that we're all predisposed to ignore our own role in kind of like perpetuating suffering for everybody. Like, it's a group effort to make the world the way that it is. It has something to do with everybody. But as long as you think of yourself as just a somebody and nothing more than that, then there's no impetus to actually like rise up and overcome that just by the power of numbers. Like, you just have to like undo so many generations of like programming and built-in trauma that it was never like totally grappled with, and it wasn't the trauma itself that was like damaging. It was just the way the brushing aside of it that like kind of boiled. I mean, that's not the only thing that like contributes, but it's a thing. I still don't think most of that shit has been sorted out, to be honest. So, and there's no guarantee that any of us will be immune to the same thing. In fact, it's kind of the neurological destiny of just sort of being hardened in a certain way of thinking. I guess you just get to a certain age and you're like, I'm done having new thoughts. I've had all the thoughts I need. I'll just keep having the same ones now. We're replaying the favorites. My brain is like a oldies radio station. But that's the fate of everybody. So why even? So what? You know, whatever. Hey, just try to be nice and hey, play Mario. Play Super Mario on the Super Nintendo. How are they getting away with continuing to call it Super Mario, which originally referred to the Super Nintendo? How do they can't keep getting away with this. Someone has to call them out, and I'll be that person. I will save Peach from that castle. Peach lives in a castle. So Peach lives in a castle, Bowser takes her to his castle. So the whole thing is just her being in a castle. It doesn't seem like it's even that big of a deal. And it's not like Bowser really does anything that new. It's pretty much usually like, just, no, it's a big turtle. Fuck. What are we gonna do? But he does cause a lot of trouble. That old Bowser, you gotta hand it to him. So, yeah, it's not for me to judge. Different people have different experiences. Different turtles have different experiences than me. They're way different. So, I think, okay, so I'm gonna try to recap everything that I've learned so far. So far, what I've learned is that all cats are ladies and all dogs are boys. And I know that this is like not a popular opinion in like the scientific community, but like I just wish that people would be willing to hear my ideas and why I can prove definitively that all dogs are boys and all cats are little ladies. I mean, on the inside. I've proven this scientifically. So there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do to stop this. But yeah, so that's all I had to say about that. So now I have to talk about something else totally unrelated. I'll talk about I'm just looking at my environment. I'm really taking it all in, seeing if there's just something great I can just riff on. You know what I mean? Like really just riff on it. Like for example, what about this? What do we have here? Oh, a wall. Separate rooms much? Bitch. So yeah. So keep up the money. Keep giving me money. I'm saying keep giving me money as if people have been giving me money. They haven't. But I'm saying keep giving me money to make people think like, oh, people have already given him money, then I'm definitely going to give him money. But now that I've said that, it's completely canceled out the effect. So it was a huge waste of time. So the next feature is going to be, that was me coughing into my hand corner. And that, my word is final. The end. Nobody ever says the end. They always say the end. But I think it's funny to say the end. Because it just sounds like stupid. It sounds like a child. The end. I'm trying to think if there's any other way to explain why it's funny. I can't. I just can't do it. It just sounds funny. I guess my point is things can just be funny and they don't have to have a reason. Sometimes the fact that they don't have a reason is the joke. And that relates to something else I find kind of odd, which is the way that questions that you pose in like scientific contexts, like why is there something instead of nothing, that's sometimes met with not we don't know, which should be the correct answer, but sometimes that's not the correct question to even ask. I find that a very strange way to react to somebody asking a question. In my mind, it's the most important question there is. It should be the question in which we find all of the other succeeding questions, like they're contained in that one overall umbrella question. And it's not important because we can answer it. We definitely can't answer it. We don't know. That's why it's the most important question. The point isn't to actually answer it. It's just to recognize that it has never been answered. And I think that would put things in a new light as we try to like understand more about the world that we live in. So whether it's science or philosophy or hotornot.com, like all of the different ways of like learning about the world. would then like have some deference to this great mystery. If you need more information, you can go to school. Go to a school or something, read a book. If you can go in a school and read a book in the school, then that's even better. Because then you can ask someone what all the words mean. But I can't talk anymore, so. Well, that was it. That was the whole thing. So I hope that you, I hope that you get have a good time this week, and I hope that you buy a Buick. It's the spirit of life, Buick. I don't know, maybe it works. Hey, shopping this around. Alright, well, I'm gonna go